Books.
Yeah, I mean, we were just kind of talking about our book recommendations in the realm of design and not design.
The first one I would recommend is called Figure It Out by Stephen P. Anderson. It actually blends psychology, cognitive science, and UX design really well without being a design book. So it has this timelessness to it, and it's accessible nonetheless.
I'm going to go with a bit of a classic, Change by Design. This is Tim Brown, one of the founders of IDEO. In the book, they talk about using design not just to communicate something, but to facilitate actual problem solving. And that was honestly part of me dipping my toes into UX and realizing UX was an industry I wanted to get involved in.
Life and Death Design
Okay.
by Katie Swindler. If you want to help someone avoid a car crash,
Yeah.
what technologies can you add to the dashboard of a car? She has these diagrams in the book that help you understand. I believe we use one of the matrices that she talks about how in an emergency, what do you do? Because in the app that we're referencing, the emergency was if somebody's blood pressure was completely spiking. How do you alert them in a way that doesn't induce panic,
Yeah.
but is like, yo, call 911 right now?
My number 2 is Stephen Krug book called Don't Make Me Think. I had to jump into user interviews, so I had to learn a lot on the fly. And if you're, for example, a dev or an early stage designer and you want to just learn the fundamentals of conducting interviews, that was really what stuck with me. In that book was the interviews portion, because he literally gives you a template for conducting the interviews.
A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. I feel like that's also the power of fiction, right? Where you're able to imagine that situation and see the impacts of it without having to live it yourself. And for me, not a design book, not even a sci-fi book really, but somehow it had that design lesson in there that you got to see it play out in this really interesting way.
How to keep a house while drowning. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with ADHD. And the thing that I really resonated with me and this book was so much of UX is about identifying your users and adapting what you design around that person in a meaningful way. And this book itself was designed to facilitate someone who maybe has some problems with attention and really help them absorb the key lessons.